Between Life and Death by Jaclyn. Chapter 41. Figuring out how to wake him up was tougher than I had expected. Who knew that no kicking was required and a vase of water would rectify the problem? Okay, I did. I just couldn't help myself. The little weasel had been a thorn in my side since the day I met him. If it weren't for one of my prior deals, I would end his immortal life tonight. I had the means too, thanks to this lovely fire. When Arkin finally woke up, he tried to use his magic to fight, but that was a waste of time. My power trumped his easily, and his magic bowed to its superior, leaving him with very little to defend himself with. "Where is it?" I asked, my fist clenched around Arkin's collar as I shoved his head closer to the hungry fire. The white-hot flames chewed up the back half of the tent, cloaking the air with thick, heavy smoke. The flames worked their way forward, nibbling on everything in their path. Even the crimson-colored rugs draped over the plank floors were starting to catch. It wouldn't take long for them to set the rest of the tent aflame. I'm the enforcer of truth. You know I have to answer you honestly, regardless of if I wish to or not. So why don't you give me a second to breathe? You know damn well that fire is my weakness. He choked, his hands wrapped around my wrist, trying to push me away. Whoa, but I would rather make you squirm instead. I grinned wickedly as I forced him a hair closer. A glowing ember floated over top. With a gentle nudge of my wind, I corrected its path and made it land right between his eyes. He let out a hiss, wiggling under my grasp as it singed his skin, permeating the smoke-filled air with a light hint of burning flesh. Now one more time, where's the crown? I asked, eyeing another floating ember, this one larger than the last. He squirmed, his teeth doing a piss-poor job of clamping down on his tongue. It slipped free and he answered my question unwillingly. The rightful king has it. Fuck. I growled as I shoved him down. I strode over to the long table and grabbed the edge of it with my hand. Roaring, I tossed it over, paper and man toys scattering everywhere. I turned to Arkin, my jaw set in steel. How in the spirit realm did he get his hands on it? A grin spread across his swollen, bloody face. Your sister. My eyes flared, my shadows slithering around me, begging to rip his throat out, begging to rip her throat out. I knew her hatred for me ran deep. But this betrayal, it was unforgivable. I would deal with her later, but right now my shadows ached for retribution, and Arkin just happened to be the closest thing. Sure, I had made a deal not to kill the God of Truth many years ago, but I was not above taking a blade to my skin, cutting that slab of meat and ink straight off, and then taking that same bloody blade to his throat. I'd revel in slitting it. But before I could do that, before I could do anything, my breath was snatched from my chest. Inside, something gripped at my heart, like a hand squeezing the juice out of a lemon before it took the husk to the shredder. I stumbled backwards, my hand shooting to my chest as I grappled with the cataclysmic pain, wrestling it into submission. I had felt this before, but this time, it was different. It was not my heart breaking. It was my head jerked up. Sage.